Greetings, fellow shinobi, fellow ninja. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with more Naruto Konoha story. The Steam Ninja Scroll manga. As we journey with Mirai on a bodyguard mission of sorts, along with Kakashi and Guy, on what she initially assumed was a mission of great importance. Peace treaties, all that good stuff, to Land of Steam, or the land hidden in the hot water, whatever you call it. The same land of the cult of Jashin, Hidan's clan, or cult, the man who killed her father. But while Mirai had delusions of grandeur, she has come to find out that this is an overglorified vacation for Kakashi. He's retired and he's doing his best to live his life, chilling with his best friend Mike Guy, much to Mirai's dismay. But is it possible that this mission has more importance than she realizes? Join me as I find out, won't you? Those are some cool animal masks. I will admit, the more I see Mirai's design, the more I really enjoy it. I know her normal Jonin look, she has the headband on, but I don't know, that wild untamed hair is real nice. And I feel like the headband kind of spoils the vibe. Alright, Chapter 4, The Border Festival. And continuing on with the vibe of Kakashi and Guy seeming like a married couple, we have them sitting down, having a nice bite to eat at an inn, as Mirai watches from a tree outside to make sure they're able to enjoy their vacation. She's using a spyglass and everything. Mirai says to herself, it really does feel like they're just enjoying a vacation. How could I have mistaken this for a top secret S-rank mission? She remembers Guy saying, it's not every day we get to go to a hot spring, and it's not every day we get to go on a vacation. But Mirai shakes these thoughts from her mind, thinking to herself, my job is to be their attendant on their vacation. My mission will be complete once they've had their fun and we've made it back home to Konoha. But as the wind blows through the trees, Mirai shivers, saying, oh, it's cold and I'm hungry. She then goes back to her observation, thinking to herself, well, this will be all over in another day or two. A mission's a mission. I just need to focus on seeing it through. I like that. It's a bummer, but she's not like Naruto or even Boruto, whining or complaining out loud about it. It's a little disappointing, but hey, job's a job. We then see Guy grab something at lightning fast speed from Kakashi's plate. Mirai sees this and says, oh, Master Kakashi's tempura. She's taken aback, saying, is he a child, swiping another man's tempura like that? Kakashi just goes about eating. It's actually incredible how he's managing to eat through his mask somehow, without Mirai noticing. He says, and Master Kakashi didn't notice. Actually, he seems kinda out of it. He's trying to eat with his mask still on. Is he okay? But then suddenly, he's gone, much to Mirai's shock. While he managed to move in the moment of her blinking, suddenly a voice calls out from behind her on the tree saying, you're gonna catch a cold, you know. Mirai says, just let me do my job, sir. It's my decision on how I guard. She pauses, realizing that the voice coming from behind her is none other than Kakashi, which startles her, causing her to fall off of the tree. Although, skilled ninja, she manages to stick that landing. Cat-like reflexes. Again, I really kind of enjoy Mirai as a character. Kakashi lands after jumping from the tree and says, it's hard to enjoy my dinner while you're out here spying like this. But Mirai says, how are you so quick when you didn't even react to Master Guy stealing your tempura? Kakashi simply says happily, oh that. I've never really been a fan of tempura. Guy always eats by share for. Now that he's older, he says tempura's hard on his stomach, but he eats it anyway. But it's still nice of him, don't you think? Yeah, that's the thing about getting older. Things you used to be able to eat in abundance, not so much. But you do it anyway, cause, hell, why not? Life's short, and the older you get, the shorter it gets, so why dwell on things you probably shouldn't be eating? Mirai looks away nervously, saying, oh, so that's why. Kakashi then tells her, you must be hungry, right? Come join us for dinner. Mirai looks away dejectedly, saying, no, it's fine. I couldn't. I'm merely your attendant. But Mirai, realizing how that sounds, kind of panics internally, thinking to herself, I shouldn't have said that. I'm so stupid. He's gonna think I'm such a child. But Kakashi, showing no judgment, tells her, looking at you reminds me of Ozma when he was young. This catches Mirai a bit off guard. Definitely catches her attention. Kakashi smiles, telling her, he was just as awkward. Honestly, we really didn't get to know Ozma as a inexperienced shinobi, you know? Kakashi explains, Ozma, you see, was born as the son of the Hokage. The pressure and expectations from all sides apparently gave him all sorts of trouble. It put him at odds with his father, for one. It's another thing. It's unfortunate we're only getting to understand Azuma and Sarutobi's relationship, essentially post-mortem. It's one of those things that was never really, pushed. I mean, the thing with Sarutobi and Konohamaru, that was at the forefront. Azuma, not so much. Hell, even after Sarutobi died, it never quite felt. You never didn't really feel the connection between Azuma and Sarutobi, at least from my perspective. Kakashi goes on to explain, saying, he even ran away from the village for a time. Oh, is that how he had that one fire symbol thingy? There was a whole filler story about that. Kakashi says, but when he came back, he was like a new man. He was relaxed, natural. After that, I think he was able to get along with his father without being so uptight. Wonder what happened. Did he maybe come to the land of hot water or something? It'd be weird if he had some kind of connection with Hidan that we don't know about. Mirai, looking even more depressed than before, says, is that so? Kakashi then says, you look like young Ozma, setting too high a standard for yourself. I think you should act more natural. You know Naruto is worried about you too. That's why he sent you with us. This shocks Mirai, saying, Lord Seventh is? Yeah, I was kind of wondering if maybe this was an effort to get her to maybe relax a little bit. Like, you're good. You just need to take it a little bit easier. Mirai, still very worried, says, I thought he might have removed me from his guard during the 5 Kage summit because I wasn't good enough. Kakashi pats her on the shoulder, saying, if you're always so eager, nothing will start to go right for you. Mirai blushes a little and says, yeah, you're right. Kakashi nervously smiles at her and says, and even though we're talking like this is a vacation, the inspection is still a real mission. If you keep on looking all around you with the eyes of a wild beast searching for prey, everyone will know you're a shinobi. This takes Mirai off guard, saying, a wild beast? It was that obvious? Chick, you are definitely obvious. On guard, but it's good, but it's very obvious you're on guard, you know? She says, oh, I get it. You missed all the targets because you were trying to look at like a tourist. I knew it. Kakashi nervously says, no, that was real. Mirai questions this, but Kakashi says, in any case, Guy and I were only able to relax and enjoy our day because you were here. Mirai blushes profusely and gets excited, saying, tomorrow I'm going to loosen up and yet still guard you with everything I've got. It's too bad though. The mission will be over in just another day or two. Kakashi is shocked, saying, what? You should have been told this mission was for 20 days. Jeez, 20-day long trip. That's a bit of a journey. But then again, for a trip, out of town and stuff, to get a little bit of vacation in, a week to get there, a week back, that's not too bad. Mirai is shocked, saying, huh? What are you? Kakashi then says, is it possible you misheard 20 days as 2 days? Mirai is utterly shocked and befuddled by this. Honestly, the expression she makes me think of Shizune. You know? She screams out, Gah, I got it wrong! Kakashi then says, is it because you're the type of person who looks focused, but actually has her head in the clouds? Mirai then worries, says, I didn't pack enough clothes. But then she tells Kakashi, you've got it all wrong. I'm not always like this. I swear it was just this one time. Oh, this poor girl. Anxiety will do that to you. It's actually a good lesson in why she should just go with the flow a little bit more. We cut to the next day with Mirai looking at a map of the land of steam. Mirai points down the path, saying, this path will take us to the land of steam. Kakashi then says, I bet you're pretty tired. Mirai stretches and says, yeah, a little bit. This gets Guy all riled up, saying, listen, Mirai, it's not good to get worn out so easily. Nothing is more important than to being a shinobi than physical stamina. You need to build up your endurance. But Kakashi tells us you should take that advice with a grain of salt. Stamina is important, but in the end it all comes down to mental fortitude. Yep, that's Kakashi and Guy. One strengthens their mind, the other strengthens their body. As Guy says, no. Mental fortitude is a given. That's why you've got to focus on fitness. I say a shinobi must make a deliberate effort to build their physical strength. What do you think, Mirai? Mirai nervously says, but Kakashi says, it's okay. Let's save this topic for after we get there. Guy says, right. First things first, we need to cross this mountain. And once we get to the lodging town, we go straight to the hot spring. Kakashi says, sounds like a plan. I've worked up a sweat already. But Mirai thinks to herself, physical strength or mental fortitude? Which one is right for me? I like that she's taken their advice to heart. We then have them arriving at the town with everyone wearing a mask. That's odd. And it's very crowded. As Kakashi says, strange. I thought this town was quiet. Mirai says worriedly, are we going to be able to find a place to stay? And she thinks to herself, I want a bath. Guy then notices a poster saying it looks like there's a festival going on. Mirai questions, but what kind of festival is it? But Guy says, Kakashi, is this what I think it is? Kakashi says, yeah, I think so. The Dog and Cat Festival. Or the Cat and Dog Festival. Mirai questions, which one is it? I don't think it really matters too much. Is Kiba gonna show up if that's the case? Guy then says, pointing downward, look at the line under our feet, Mirai. Mirai questions, the line? Does it have something to do with the festival? Kakashi explains, it's a border. Mirai questions, the border? Through the middle of the town? Isn't that trouble for us? Kakashi explains, the land of fire and the land of steam have a friendly relationship. The people here consider themselves citizens of the same town and leave it at that. But Guy then says, except for the day of the festival. That's an entirely different story. They then hear a shout from the crowd saying, what? I dare you to say that again. A man in a dog mask says, dogs aren't full of themselves like cats. They're smart and loyal, and they don't scratch either. One of the men in the cat mask says, ha, imagine not being able to appreciate the beautiful whimsy of cats. I pity you. Dogs are too noisy, barking all the time. One of the men in the dog mask says, I don't want to hear a word from people who have turned into slaves to cats. They grab each other saying, what did you say, bastard? Oh my goodness. This does actually kind of feel like a plot from a filler storyline. So silly. Although, I won't lie, this is an argument that does tend to come up. Are you a cat lover or are you a dog lover? Mirai questions, why are those people so worked up over cats and dogs? Kakashi explains, this town has long been home to two hot springs, one on either side of the border. One is the dog hot springs, the other, the cat hot spring. There's an old legend here. A lone dog came from parts unknown and instructed young villagers to dig in the ground. And when they did, they hit a hot spring. The people started coming to bathe in the hot spring, and the village prospered. The thankful villagers praised the dog as a god. Praise the dog, Doge, and they named the hot spring Dog Hot Spring. Guy then interjects saying, there's another legend too. A long time ago, a single cat came from some other place and instructed the young villagers to dig in the ground. And when they did, Mirai finishes saying, they hit a hot spring and named it Cat Hot Spring, right? Guy says, very perceptive, Mirai. Kakashi explains, the two similar tales created conflict. Over time, the conflict became a festival, namely this festival. It sounds silly, but honestly, that's how a lot of conflicts and situations are formed. That us versus them mentality. Although it seems like they probably have it more like a healthy rivalry, if nothing else. The man in the dog mask says, the dog god is the noble, true god. The man in the cat mask says, the cat god is the town's genuine god. The dog man says, cats need to be shut away inside the house. The man in the cat mask says, how dare you? Mirai gets nervous, saying, everyone seems to be getting pretty riled up. Guy explains, the festival revolves around fighting. I hear that a lot of people end up getting hurt every year. So it's like one of those, riots at like football or soccer games. Guy says, and now dog and cat lovers come from all parts of the world. Mirai says, well, you never know what people are into. But then she's shocked to see, yep, I knew it. Kiba, Oh, and it's the cat lover girl from that filler episode. Apparently she and Kiba have a thing. A thing going on. Actually, I say she's from a filler, but she's just a minor incidental character that kind of got blown up a little bit. It's funny too, because Kiba tends to kind of be like the Yamcha of the series, and yet he tends to win in a few ways a little bit more than Yamcha, to be honest. But Mirai calls out, "Isn't that Kiba?" And Tamaki too. Kiba says, "Oh, if it isn't Mirai, what are you doing here?" And Akamaru looks so old. Poor guy. Then again, he's way past the life expectancy for most dogs. Mirai goes tromping over to the two of them saying, "I'm on a mission. We're passing through." Kiba says, "Hey, good to see you, Master Kakashi, Master Guy." Mirai gets excited and gives Akamaru and his puppy some pet. Oh, he's so old. Poor puppy. Kakashi asks Kiba, "Are you two here on vacation?" Kiba nervously says, "Yeah, but he then glances over at Tamaki, who turns away from him in a huff. Kakashi nervously says, "Oh, is it me or do I sense some tension between the two of you?" Kiba nervously explains, "To tell you the truth, we're having a little argument over whether to start with the dog hot spring or the cat hot spring first. This is like the ultimate relationship trouble they could have." It always got me that Kiba fell in love with a girl so deeply interested in cats, but it's so obvious that Kishimoto did this just for that kind of a joke. Tamaki shouts, "We decided to go to the cat hot spring by majority vote, yet you won't stop grumbling about it. You just can't let it go, can you?" Kiba points to the cats around her saying, "Majority vote? Come on! Of course you get the majority when you include all of your cats." The various cats meow all around Tamaki. Kiba then shouts saying, "Look, I said I'd be fine with going to your cat hot spring or whatever, didn't I?" Mirai listens to this very nervously. Tamaki then shouts, "Listen to yourself. How am I supposed to enjoy it when you clearly don't want to be there?" Kiba shouts, "Oh, that's not true, and you know it. Alright then, let's have another. Humans only." Tamaki shouts, "Fine by me." This is unfortunate, because it's just like he said he'd go. I mean, yeah, he's not too interested in it, but that kind of comes from the fact that he's not a cat lover. But I guess it's obvious he doesn't have an issue with cats, because it does seem like their dogs and their cats have issues with each other, at least as far as I can tell. Kiba then grabs Kakashi and says, "Master Kakashi, you're on Team Dog, right?" That's kind of an obvious one, as Kakashi nervously says, "I guess so, yeah. I do use ninja hounds after all." Kiba shouts, "Heck yeah!" But Tamaki gets a little pissy about this. But Guy, ever the one to oppose Kakashi, says, "Then I vote Cat Hot Spring. I've always gotta stand in Kakashi's way." Mirai sulks a little bit and thinks to herself, "Oh no, I see where this is headed," as both Kiba and Tamaki loom over Mirai saying, "What about you, Mirai? Which side are you on?" Mirai freaks out a little bit, thinking to herself, "I knew it." She then nervously tells the two of them, "What if I said I liked both?" They both say, "Not an option." Kiba then grabs her hand, pleading, "Please, I want to know what Master Kurenai's daughter. I want to know that Master Kurenai's daughter is a friend to dogs." I actually, I actually momentarily forgot. It's just like, oh yeah, Kurenai's her mom and Kiba's master. Tamaki then tells her ominously, Don't you remember all those times you came over and played with my cat?" Mirai then thinks to herself, "Please save me." But then suddenly there's a massive commotion as everyone goes rushing through the street. Mirai questions, "What's happening? Why is everyone running?" Guy then goes racing off saying, "We're going to," which takes Mirai off guard as she says, "Huh? Will somebody tell me what's going on?" as she follows behind them. Guy says, "Mirai, look over there." And as she looks in the direction Guy is gesturing to, we see the people in the cat masks and the people in the dog masks carrying massive cat and dog floats. As someone shouts, "Alright lads, it's showdown time." As Mirai thinks to herself, seriously, what the heck is going on here? It's probably a shrine battle. I don't actually know how those go, but I think it was that two shrines kind of face off and kind of just try to destroy each other, I think? Or they just try to knock the other over. It's a ritual in Japan during festivals. Was it Oban or something? I don't really remember. For all the anime I've seen, I'm not actually too familiar with shrine battles, but I'm still continuing to have fun with this series. Again, mostly because it involves characters we don't get to see that often in the series proper. I mean, from Kakashi and Guy to Mirai herself, who, has such an intrinsic and deeply rooted role in the series itself because of her relationship to Azuma and Shikamaru, and now to actually have Kiba, who honestly shows up the least of characters in Boruto. Like, there are some characters who you'd almost forget were even Naruto characters if you go off of Boruto, which is a shame in most situations. So while nothing really important is going on here, my love of the Naruto series is kind of carrying me through, because it's just like, oh man, Kiba! Hell yeah, let's see more Kiba! Not to mention this is based off of a novel, which, most novels don't really drive into the plot too hard and too fast. And considering that Boruto made this a filler episode, it makes sense that there's a lot more silliness going on here. Boruto seems to value that more than anything else. Again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing though. I'm enjoying this. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you having fun with this as well? Just because, it's that Naruto vibe. Or is this a little too fillery for you? I mean, I feel like this is obviously going somewhere on a deeper level, if only just to have Mirai have this journey of self-discovery as a person. And depending on how this ends, I might actually be disappointed that we don't see Mirai more in the Boruto manga as well. But again, let me know your thoughts, but also remember to like, subscribe, bell, all that good YouTube stuff. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.